2 Samuel chapter 11. This chapter is about the beautiful wife of Uriah the Hittite, whom David coveted and seduced while her husband was off fighting against the Ammonites with Joab. After David had ordered Uriah in the front lines, where he was killed, he married Bathsheba. She also bore him a son, but the thing David had done displeased the Lord. David created situations which made him fall into sin. David allowed temptation to turn into lust and lust to turn into adultery. Exodus 20:14. When the consequences of his adultery threatened to expose his sin, he covered it first with deception and then with murder. In this Bible study, let us see the sins that David committed at each stage and how he ignored God's warnings and ways to escape. David was not where he should have been. Verse 1. Fighting left in the previous spring usually resumed in the next spring. Spring was the most proper season for military operations because of the good weather and the abundance of food available along the way. The previous year, Abishai had defeated the Ammonite army in the open country, after which the remaining Ammonites fled behind the walls of the city of Rabbah for protection. 2 Samuel 10:14.
What? The Ammonites are refusing to pay the tribute? Haven't they learned a lesson from last year's war? We won't tolerate this insolence anymore.
My lord, let's demolish Rabbah, their capital. They will learn a lesson once we do that.
Go ahead. Surround their capital. Make sure that you don't destroy the capital. It might be of use later.
Yes, my lord.
This year, David dispatched Joab, his army commander, and the army of Israel to continue the battle against the Ammonites begun the previous year. Rabbah was the capital of the Ammonites, about 24 miles east of the Jordan River opposite Jericho. But David remained in Jerusalem. David's sin occurred because he ignored his duty and indulged his desire. Had David been leading the troops as a king should, he would have never found himself in this moment of enticement. David encounters temptation. Verse 2. The woman was very beautiful.
Huh? Who is that beauty? She's such a beauty. How come I didn't know such a beautiful woman was living here?
Bathsheba's great beauty made the sight tempting. David committed adultery in his heart up on the roof. He was carefully prepared to stumble at this very point. David pursues the temptation. Verse 3. And David sent someone to find out about her. The man said, She is Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam and the wife of Uriah the Hittite. David asked questions that he had no business asking. Eliam, the father of Bathsheba, was one of David's mighty men. 2 Samuel chapter 23 verse 34. Eliam was the son of Ahithophel, one of David's best counselors. 2 Samuel 15:12 and 16:15. Uriah also was one of David's mighty men. Chapter 23 verse 39. Yes, David now knows from the messenger that Bathsheba was from a notable family and she was also married to another of David's mighty men. David should have received the news of the woman's identity as a warning by leaving the scene at this time. But, caught in the passion of the moment, David ignored the warning, took advantage of the fact that her husband was not there, and put himself into a more tempting situation. David embraces the temptation. Verse 4. Then David sent messengers to get her. She came to him and he slept with her. The sequence of David's sinful affair with Bathsheba was a rapid development of sin from lust. James chapter 1 verses 14 and 15. He saw, verse 2, he sought knowledge of Bathsheba, verse 3, he sent for her, verse 3, and now he sinned with her. David, who was the ruler of an entire kingdom, could now not even rule his passion. He was overtaken by his lust and went into Bathsheba. He also involved his messengers in his sin to fulfill his desire. David broke the 10th commandment when he coveted the wife of his neighbor. In taking Bathsheba, David sinned against Uriah, Eliam, and Ahithophel, each man who was close and important to David. Now she was purifying herself from her monthly uncleanness. This was the ceremonial purification stated in Leviticus 15:19-30. The fact that she had just experienced menstruation makes it plain that Bathsheba was not pregnant by Uriah when she came to lie with David. Here begins the downfall of David. The man after God's own heart went against his own heart, following his lustful impulse. Bathsheba came at his request without any hesitation and offered no resistance to his desires. Consequently, Bathsheba is not to be regarded as free from blame. Bathsheba's message to David, verse 5. Her message, I am pregnant, involved an appeal to him to take the necessary steps to save her life, since the law required that both the adulterer and the adulteress should be put to death. Leviticus 20:10, Deuteronomy 22:22. Awkward attempt to pretend that nothing happened, verses 6-7. Sin had hardened David's heart. David misused his power. He pretended to Uriah and Joab that things were normal and hid the reason behind calling Uriah back to Jerusalem. He also pretended that he wanted to hear about the war and the soldiers. The answer to hidden sin is confession and repentance. David does not seem to have both. David attempts to cover his sin, verses 8-11. David tried to hide his sin. He wanted to draw Uriah back home to have relations with Bathsheba to give a reason for her pregnancy. David thought that this would spare him from the public shame and Bathsheba's possible death. High moral standards of Uriah. 1. Israelites had carried the ark of God to the battlefield as a symbol of divine presence and as a pledge of his favor. With the ark dangerously set in the tent and the army of Israel on the battlefield, Uriah could not imagine enjoying the comforts of home. He had a passion for the ark of God and its glory, even though he was a Hittite. 2. Wanting to be a loyal example and a true team player to his soldiers who were facing death on the battlefront, Uriah did not want to make love with his wife. 3. He was not an Israelite, but he was loyal to the Lord. He obeyed God's command in Deuteronomy 23:9-11 to not have sex during a war. David pretends kindness to Uriah, but lies. Verse 12. The noble answer given by loyal Uriah should have stung David. But David's conscience was so deadened by his sin, and his heart was hardened through the deceitfulness of sin, that David found cheaper means to conceal his many sins. David pretended still more kindness to Uriah in giving him one more day's time to rest himself after his journey. David lied to Uriah, knowing that he wanted to get him back to the battlefront as soon as possible. David, drunk with lust, hoped making Uriah drunk would bring the same result. Verse 13. David used his power in the wrong way again. Failing in his first attempt to make Uriah sleep with his wife, David made this second attempt to cover up his sin. David made Uriah drunk so that he would lose his self-discipline, forget his oath, and return to his wife's bed. He caused him to drink more than was proper. What mean and shameful contrivances did David employ against this brave man? How base is sin, how low it makes men stoop, and what vile and unworthy things it induces them to do. David was unsuccessful this time also. Uriah showed his great sense of military duty even when he was drunk. He did not go home but slept with the king's servants. He refused to enjoy what his fellow soldiers could not while the battle still raged. David sends Uriah to battle with his own death sentence in hand. Verse 14. David trusted the integrity of Uriah so much that he made him the bearer of his own death warrant just to relieve himself of the consequences of his own crime. No reason is given to Joab for this order, but as a loyal and somewhat unscrupulous general, he obeys without question. Sin conceives another sin, an attempt for murder. Verse 15. Failing twice to cover up his sin with Bathsheba, the frustrated and panicked David plotted the murder of Uriah by taking advantage of Uriah's unswerving loyalty to him as king. Thus, David engaged in another crime deserving death. Leviticus 24:17. Joab also made to sin by strategizing a stupid military deployment. Verse 16. Joab made a poor decision. Uriah could not die alone. People would suspect that something went wrong. So Joab did not exactly follow David's instructions. Instead, Joab sent Uriah and a group of men close to the wall so that the shooting from the wall would kill them. David is not only committing this sin himself, but is including his nephew and commander Joab in it as well. Joab cannot be excused from sin unless he thought that Uriah had been guilty of death and that David took this way of dispatching him for some military reason. However, David was king and had to be obeyed. One sin can take a wretched course. Uriah and others were killed. Verse 17. Several lives were lost through the strategy devised to bring about the death of Uriah. David was so anxious to cover up his sin that he was willing to commit murder, an act he had vehemently opposed regarding Saul, Abner, and Ishbosheth. Just one sin often makes people callous to bigger sins until they find themselves doing things they never imagined they would do. Joab sends word of Uriah's death back to David, verses 18 to 24. Joab conceals the truth behind the military strategy from the messenger so that neither David's cruel command nor Joab's wicked obedience would be discovered. The messenger gave an account of all the events that happened since the siege had begun. The messenger traveled 64 miles from Rabbah to Jerusalem to tell all the events of the war so far. They followed the pattern of Abimelech's death by fighting near the city wall to kill Uriah. Gideon, that is Jerubbaal, Judges 6:32, or Jerubbesheth, had a son Abimelech who was killed when a woman cast a millstone upon him from the wall in Thebez. Judges 9:50-57. This should have been a warning not to go too near the wall of an enemy. Joab, in fact, was taught of mistakes made in battles in the past. The idea is that though Joab knew it was a bad military move to get so close to the wall, he did it anyway on the command of David. The messenger did not entirely tell the news in the sequence told by Joab, to wait and observe if the king's wrath arose, but was in haste to tell him the last piece of news of Uriah's death. David heard these words with relief. He thought that now he could marry Bathsheba and give a plausible explanation for her pregnancy. To everyone else, Uriah's death just seemed like another casualty of war. David hypocritically expressed indifference to those who died. Verse 25. What abominable hypocrisy was there! David well knew that Uriah's death was planned. Uriah was by his own order thrust on the edge of the sword. David's heart, being hardened by sin, made light of the death of his brave soldiers, and he consoled Joab, authorizing him to continue the attack against Rabbah. Joab is bid to spirit himself up to carry on the siege with vigor and defeat the Ammonite city this time. Bathsheba mourns for her husband. Verse 26. The customary period of mourning was probably 7 days. Genesis 50:10, 1 Samuel 31:13. Significantly, the text makes no mention of mourning by David. To intensify the sin of adultery, it is emphasized that Bathsheba was the wife of Uriah. Also, the genealogy of Jesus, Matthew 1:6, mentions Bathsheba as the wife of Uriah. David marries Bathsheba, verse 27. As little time as possible was spent in mourning for Uriah, and the marriage with David was hastened so that the adultery might not be discovered. The child that David and Bathsheba had from this adulterous affair was a son. But the thing David had done displeased the Lord. It caused a tear in the relationship of David with the Lord. The sad thing in this is that we see no confession of this sin of David, nor do we see David repent of this. David is a sort of hero now in the eyes of his people, since he has taken into his harem the poor pregnant wife, the widow of one of his fallen captains. You may escape the justice of man, but you will never escape the justice of God. David is soon to reap all the consequences of his action. 2 Samuel chapter 11, questions and answers.